Good day. You're listening to the positivemanhood.com, and I'm your host, Halim Abdul Rahman. Today's show was going to be a very pointed topic. It's a topic that a lot of men are avoiding, or they put it off thinking that it's just a natural course of their aging process. And as a result of that, typically do nothing to aid themselves in the condition. Now, many people know about the condition of menopause because menopause is something that women address, and it's a topic in the medical broadcast systems. Individuals talk about it, and as a result, there's a lot of solutions, a lot of things individuals do to work on that particular problem or that particular condition. But when it comes to andropause, which is the subject that we're going to talk about today, oftentimes that subject is just overlooked. So we're going to talk about it. First thing I want to do is encourage you to go to our website. That is positivemanhood.com. We recently wrote a course called Men's Health, A Journey Towards Sensual Healing. A Journey Towards Sensual Healing. And we talk about sensual and not so much an emphasis on sexual, because sensual is the very essence of our sexual nature. So in this course, we talk about the full ramifications of sexual health for men. And one of the topics that is discussed is the condition of andropause. Now, for women, they go through the period of menopause where they have absence of their menstrual cycle, and this is why they call it menopause. And some people, use the word andropause to say male menopause. But men don't have menopause because we don't have a menstrual cycle. We don't cease the menstrual cycle as women do. And women have hot flashes, heavy night sweats, mood swings, exhaustion, and loss of hair. Those are some of the symptoms with regards to menopause. But men, we have just a total different situation that we have to deal with. And one of those situations is breast enlargement. And the reason why we have these particular symptoms, breast enlargement, we have decrease in motivation, self-confidence, difficulty in remembering things, increase in nervousness, and a reduction in our muscle mass. And this is because our estrogen levels are increasing during this particular period, and if nothing is done, we suffer with this for the rest of our lives. It's not something like a period of time. It just decreases and decreases and decreases till we have our male virility really takes a hit, and we're left with virtually nothing as a result. In terms of our sexuality, in terms of our sensuality, we have virtually nothing, and we just, for the most part, just assume that there's nothing that we can do to reverse it or to eliminate it. So in order to get to the core issue, what we have to do is come to understand the very nature of what happens to us at what we call andropause, the period when our testosterone levels begin to decline, or as we say, seemingly decline. Because if you pull back the curtain and look at it directly, it's not a fact that our testosterone levels are decreasing. It's just that they're ineffective. And the reason why they're ineffective is because when I say our testosterone, I'm talking about the total testosterone. And our total testosterone should be at a level of 300 to 800. And for some men who are high-wired, the levels are higher, like 11, 12. Those are high-wired men. But for the normal guy, our testosterone level should be between 3 to 800. And 800 is, pretty high. Now, total testosterone is different from free testosterone. And it's the free testosterone that takes the hit during andropause. You have, total testosterone of 1100. But if we don't have any free testosterone within that mix, we are debilitated and normally suffer from the condition of what is referred to as andropause, where our androgen levels begin to decline. And the reason why this is so debilitating is because testosterone, free testosterone, is what gives us our energy. It's what gives us our sharp thinking. It's what gives us our libido, our desire to conquer, to overcome, to destroy, to create. And when that testosterone begins to decline, we have a decline. And over the years that we live on this planet, and because there are so many toxins in the environment, our testosterone takes a big hit. So for individuals who live in a real high, dense area where the pollutants are high, the higher the levels of toxins, the higher the level of pollutants, the higher the level of what we call heavy metals that takes over our system, the lower our testosterone levels, because we develop or create in ourselves a particular enzyme that transforms our testosterone into estrogen. The environment itself wages war on our masculinity. And the other issue is what is referred to as sex hormone binding globulins. And these two elements work to, in one sense, bind our testosterone so it doesn't become useful to us. And on the other side, they're just destruction of the testosterone. The testosterone is turned into estrogen. And as a result of that, you get larger breasts. Our breasts, it begins to enlarge itself. The estrogen is stored into the fat. And as a result of that, we become more obese. And, the testosterone is stored in the fat. And that testosterone turns into estrogen. There's just so much that goes on in this particular dynamic. And many guys just come to the conclusion, and I'm going to say the false conclusion, that there's virtually nothing that can be done about that. And all I want to do is say that if you go to our website, and that is positivemanhood.com, and check out our course, Men's Health, A Journey Towards Sensual Healing, you will see the various aspects within this course that we address. And one of the aspects that we address is how to free the testosterone. Very critical factor. Now, I want you to take a pause throughout this day and go and visit our website, positivemanhood.com, and see the many benefits of the course that we've created. And of course, it's just one aspect, one element of our course is dealing with how to free up the testosterone, how to eliminate the sex hormone binding goblins, and if not eliminate it completely, because they serve a purpose. So the purpose that they serve is, so you don't have like just too much testosterone, you become just too aggressive, so nature gives us these sex hormone binding goblins to hold the testosterone at bay. But as we live and as we absorb more of the chemicals and the toxins and the heavy metals, parasites, etc., that's in the environment, the sex hormone binding goblins begin to increase. And the more that we have, the less free testosterone we have to function. So let's be clear. When our testosterone levels are high and free, we tend to have more focus. We have more energy. We're able to accomplish great feats. Our libido levels are high. Our erections are strong. But when these elements are high, when I say the elements, I'm talking about the sex hormone binding goblins and the enzymes that turn the testosterone into estrogen. When they are high, we get the opposite effects. Loss of libido, our self-confidence take a hit. We begin to have difficulty remembering things, and we tend to not take the chances that we used to take when we had that high free testosterone. As in the contemporary society, say he's cocky, and we begin to lessen in the cockiness of our demeanor, the way that we approach things, and we take a back seat. We become more anxious or more nervous about doing things. But when our testosterone levels are high, we just function. We just do things because we know that is one of the ways that we define ourselves as men. Our masculinity is on point. So this is the emphasis of this particular broadcast, andropause. It's like I said before in the opening that, andropause is something that many of us just would prefer not to deal with. It's just the subject matter, and we just allow ourselves to drift and to fall off, and my encouragement is to take the opposite approach, and that is to be proactive. Be proactive.